Good evening, and welcome back to the Archive of Truth. Welcome to News Around. In the vast library of celebrity romances, there are stories that are written in bold ink on the front pages, and then there are stories written in invisible ink, revealed only when the light hits them just right. For a long time, we have watched Barış Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel orbit the same circles. Their paths have crossed on sets, at festivals, and during brand events. But it was the moments between the official business, the late-night studio visits where the lighting was low, the conversations that sounded too intimate for colleagues that caught our attention. The chemistry was unmistakable. It reminded us of that timeless magnetism we all know from the legendary series Medcezir. It was the kind of energy that made everyone ask, who didn't fall for Yağmur and Myra? The looks, the pauses, the tension you can't script. Those moments seeded a dream that real life might be echoing fiction. Today, we are exploring the moment that has reignited everything. A new round of reports claims the truth is about to be addressed head-on. Are Barış and Yağmur ready to stop living in the shadow of what ifs? Is a grand reveal on the horizon? And what does the tiny phrase future plans really mean for this duo? Before we decode this complex love story, I have a crucial request for our loyal community. If you value journalism that treats celebrity lives with the complexity of a novel, please make sure you are subscribed to News Around. And for those who wish to be the pillars of our channel, I invite you to click the join button right next to the subscribe icon. Your membership allows us to tell these stories with the depth they deserve. Now, let us unravel the mystery of Barış and Yağmur. Life off camera follows rules that are messier than any episode arc. That is why, over the years, the story of Barış and Yağmur has felt like a roller coaster with no clear map. One week, there were whispers that they were inseparable soulmates finding their way to each other. The next, headlines swore they were only colleagues, loyal and supportive, but strictly platonic. Then came the twist, rumors of other people, other lives, drifting in different directions. The Turkish press, as expected, pulled out the magnifying glass. Every shared glance on a red carpet became a thesis statement. Every interview callback was dissected for hidden meaning. Each beat dropped on social media, a like here, a subtle caption there, became a clue in a mystery that fans were desperate to solve. If we are honest, there were stretches of time when it felt like confirmation was seconds away. They were spotted at the same locations moments apart. They appeared in frames with mutual friends on trips that felt too synchronized to be coincidence. No official statements, of course, but the images seemed to hum with a meaning that words only complicate. Stories sprouted of secret dinners, quiet escapes by the coast, and long car rides after rehearsals where only those two would know what was said. There was an ease between them at public events, too. The eyebrow lifts, the sideways smiles, the glimpses of recognition that tell you two people understand each other in a room full of strangers. And there were the careful phrases during press stops, "We care about each other very much, we're good friends." It sounded true, but maybe not complete. For fans, that was enough to keep hope alive. Part of the allure is Barış's reputation for being intensely private. He keeps his inner world guarded, clasping his hands over his secrets in a quiet room. So any hint of something personal is priceless, immediately amplified. Yağmur, on the other hand, has a brightness that draws cameras in. She has a composure that mixes with a playful side. She can give you a glimpse without giving everything away. Put those temperaments together, and you get a dynamic that is gentle in public and potentially powerful in private. Then the tide changed, or at least, the noise around them subsided. Maybe the attention became too heavy. Maybe they set personal boundaries and stuck to them. Or maybe the truth was simply that adult lives are complex, and what grows in the shadows needs time to decide whether it wants daylight. New rumors emerged about distance, schedules, and choices that were wise but not romantic. Fans felt that ache you get when you're rooting for something that refuses to crystallize. Which brings us to now, the moment that reignited everything. A new round of reports claims the truth is about to be addressed head-on. The expectation is electric. The latest talk says that Barış and Yağmur have quietly made a decision to stop living under the shadow of what ifs and let the world see what is. According to sources who have watched their orbit, The two have spent real time strengthening a bond away from cameras. There are murmurs that they've reached the stage where privacy and honesty can coexist. But what does a truth reveal look like in their world? We know how this game can go. Sometimes it's a clean, joint statement, a direct sentence, a photo, a touch that says more than a caption ever could. Sometimes it's a magazine exclusive, a measured interview that answers questions without feeding fires. Other times it arrives as a sequence of quiet signs, the same venue, a hand on a shoulder, a weekend that lines up just a little too neatly for the devoted to decode. If you rewind the tape, their dynamic has always had that unmistakable spark. Even when they weren't working side by side, their public gestures seemed to carry a private language. When one faced harsh criticism, the other would find a way to praise the craft, defend the work, push attention toward what mattered. Social media support appeared like a gentle nudge, a story shared at the right hour, a congratulatory note timed between headlines. That consistency is why fans have stayed invested. When two people inspire you, you want to believe the best for them, and maybe even that the best includes each other. And that tiny phrase, future plans, has been the spark raining down on a very dry field of curiosity. So here's the big question: are we finally on the verge of an official confirmation? The freshest whispers suggest that the answer is yes. The suggestion is that they are not just content but genuinely happy, basking in a rhythm that feels right. They have done the hardest parts already, learning to ignore the frenzy, scheduling life with care, trusting that a relationship can be real and protected at the same time. If that's true, then this isn't just a headline, it's a milestone for them and for the audience that's followed every chapter. I want to pause here and ask you, the insightful romantics of News Around, what kind of reveal are you hoping for? A grand red carpet debut, or a simple, quiet Instagram post? Let me know your preference in the comments below. Still, we have to acknowledge that celebrity truth is flexible. Sometimes clarity is a strategy, a way to redirect the spotlight, to calm speculation, to keep the focus on work when a personal story threatens to swallow everything. But if Boris and Yağmur are choosing to step forward not to feed a myth, but to honor a reality, then we're seeing something rare. A moment that belongs to them first, and to the public only after it's been claimed and defined. A confirmation would fortify their personal lives, laying a foundation steady enough to hold the weight of intense schedules. It would also reset the conversation with their supporters, fewer riddles, more honesty, and a connection with fans that feels more like trust than intrigue. The anticipation is everywhere. Will it be a glossy cover story? Perhaps even at Turkey, where Yağmur's recent appearance already sparked its own wave of discussion? Or will it be a synchronized entrance at a major event? The press is buzzing with talk of family dinners and meetings out of town, of rings tried on for size and wedding plans murmured in kitchens late at night. Sensational? Absolutely. Reliable? Only as reliable as rumors ever are. Until there's a clear voice from them, everything else is fog. However, the most likely version of the truth isn't a spectacle at all. It's a confident nod to a relationship that's been allowed to breathe without audience participation. We've seen other couples in this industry choose the same path: let love grow in the quiet, then share it once it can withstand the noise. It's steady. It's sane. And honestly, it's admirable. So where does that leave us now? It feels like Boris and Yağmur are at a threshold, the kind where one more small step changes the view. The chatter points to a confirmation, maybe even one that hints at long-term plans, more serious than some expected, more grounded than the tabloids would ever paint. To recap, we've traced the arc of this story. The first sparks that reminded fans of legendary pairings like Yağmur and Myra, the seasons of rumor and retreat, the careful gestures that kept hope alive, and now the rising drumroll that promises something definitive. The only piece missing is the clear voice from the two people at the center of it all, and if the signals we've seen are real, that voice may be closer than ever. We hope this conversation gave you a richer way to read the signs and enjoy the ride without losing sight of what matters most: their happiness, whatever shape it takes. What do you think will be the sign that confirms it all? Let us know in the comments below. Please, do not forget to like this video if you enjoyed this deep dive into their story. Subscribe to News Around so you never miss an update on your favorite couple. And a massive, heartfelt thank you to our Join members. You make this channel possible. Until next time, keep watching the shadows for the light. Goodbye.